Welcome to the start of a new anime review series. This is basically Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Yep, the sequel series to Inuyasha. Yeah. Can you believe early this year I already did a review of this series, and now I'm doing a review of the sequel series? Yep. Now, this series was announced, I think it was like just last year, I think it was, and it came out just this year. And yes, it's dubbed by Viz Media. Now, for the regular Inuyasha, pretty much everybody who was in Inuyasha mostly kept the same characters. Like Inuyasha's got the same voice actor. Even only Lee Pierre is just for the opening episode. Yeah, he's only here just for the first episode, and still voiced by the same guy, Richard. Let's see, what was his last name? His name is Richard. Let's see, Richard Ian Cox. Yeah, still the same voice actor for him. From what I can tell, pretty much everybody else, like, the only one that does not have the same voice actor is Kagome. For a very good reason. Because the original voice actor is retired. Yep, all because she retired, so can't have her reprise her same character. But they did bring back the actors who did voice her in the final act series, Kira Tozer. Yep, still the same person. Moroku still got the same. Moroku Sango, still the same voice actors. Shippo, still the same one. Let's see. Chishomaru. Well, for this one, they brought back his original voice actor, David Kay. Which begs the question, why did they replace him in Final Act, and yet here they brought him back? Makes no sense. Now, I should point out, though, the first episode does have source material it adapts from. A one-shot called Since Since Then. That's the title of the first episode, Inuyasha Since Then. Yes, they were bookend by the main characters of the series. Well, the three primary leads of the series, three beautiful women. Well, you have Toa, this beautiful 14-year-old who is voiced by, in the dub, by Erica Mendez, who's the same woman who voiced Gon Freaks from Hunter x Hunter. And her appearance is that she basically wears a men's clothing, and her hairstyle is the way her hair looks. It looks very similar to the same hair color that Shudo has from Iniwa. Actually reminds me of his sister's hair from Shudo's sister's hair from My Hero Academia. Now, the way she dresses, basically emotional stuff, that's the outfit she wears, which is kind of weird. The fact she dresses that way. She has a sister who dresses like a demon slayer. Her name is Setsuwa. It's voiced by Kira Becklin. I think it's let's see. I think it's the same woman voicing Kagome. No, different one. And there's also a few others. There's also Mora, voiced by Morgan Berry. Now, in the case of the main character series, Toa and Setsuna, their father is Shishomaru. Yep. While in the case of Mora, the main character's cousin, is the daughter of Kagome and Iwasha. They don't mention it here, but yeah, anyone can tell just by looking at her, she's the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome. Not the case with Toa, basically. I would say by appearance-wise, she definitely does look like her father. I would say that her only thing she doesn't get from her father is probably the red in her hair. As in the case of her twin sister, I'm not really sure. She probably gets it from mother, obviously. The episode starts off with Toa basically being captured by the Shogunate, by the Deputy Shogunate. And they refer to her as the Half-Demon Princess, which that makes no frickin' sense at all because she's not the Half-Demon Princess. I mean, yeah, she is half-demon, but she's not the Half-Demon Princess. And of course, they found two things. They found one book on her, which is from present day, and excuse me. They also said, "Oh yeah, we found this mysterious object in the river, a bicycle seat." Yes, a bicycle seat in feudal Japan. Now, they found this in the river. How the heck they want this bicycle seat in the river? This could be from Kagome's original bicycle that was destroyed by Inuyasha. It's possible they didn't really say much about it. before they cut straight to the Since Then, basically, where it takes place 6 months after the events of the final episode of Final Act. Where Kagome is seen basically, like, you see Shogo, where she is basically just sitting by the river with her two beautiful daughters. And Kagome comes up, basically, with gifts, and they talk about the Kikyo route, and that shows up basically that, like, they go back home, and it figures, oh yeah, their respective husbands are late. But what are they doing? They're fighting demons because they're basically operating Demon Slayer business. Yep. Oh, and here's something quite strange, though. From what I've heard, it is not mentioned exactly what happened to Kagome in the current timeline. Yeah, it's never mentioned what happened to her or Inuyasha or Moroku. Kohaku was there. Oh yeah, I'll talk about him in a minute. He pops up in the next episode. So Kohaku was seen basically where he's defending the village, and we see this demon who apparently was sealed by Kikyo. Why she was sealed? Why this creature was sealed by Kikyo? There is no explanation for this at all. It's just that, oh, we had this mysterious demon, and I think it's Kagome's Kikyo. Not the first time she's been called this. And Shippo is here, briefly for about 2 scenes. Doesn't do much of anything. Yeah, great to bring back Shippo, where he does nothing. I'm glad they kept the same voice actor. Guy who praises media for doing that. And, of course, Shishimu does know about this particular demon. He says referred to as a useless demon. It's not really much anything. Though Inuyasha himself does defeat the creature thanks to his ability he used to defeat Naraku. And of course this creature asks for the Shukan Jewel. Which even I basically was like, wow, that's something. It's like, wait. This thing does not know anything about what happened. Like, the Shukan Jewel is gone. It's been destroyed. It's gone. Though if it's gone, how is Kagome still using her spiritual powers? The way it's not exactly thoroughly explained. I kind of thought originally that her spiritual power was connected to the jewel itself, but my guess, because of her training as a priestess, maybe she retained her spiritual power despite the fact that the jewel has been destroyed. So the demon is destroyed, and then by the end of the episode, Toa's sister and cousin shows up. Though we don't say it's yet, but we do know basically, and they rescue her and. Well, she does take the bicycle seat and take the book back because, well, the book's not supposed to be, of course she mentions she doesn't want to alter history, which, tell that to Kagome, who kept bringing stuff from the future, like potato chips, the bicycle, and they mentioned, oh yeah, they also have, I also love the fact they referenced the events in Inuyasha by having, oh yeah, we have this mysterious priestess who looked like a priestess who died years ago, and she was seen going around Japan, basically in this area, riding this saddle of this iron wagon, basically the bicycle. I thought that was kind of hilarious. Next episode, pretty much you can kind of say that the second episode of the series is kind of in a way the pilot, where you first see Toa as a 4-year-old with her and her sister. They run away from a fire, and then there's some mysterious light that basically sends her to the future, where she runs into Sota, Kagome's brother, who is a lot older now. Yep, he is older. I would say he's probably pushing 30, I'd say. And, well, he's probably in early 20s when he first meets her. I don't know how old he is. He could be in high school. And basically, she's looking for her sister, and they can't find her, but Sota basically... Yeah, he realized just by looking at her, she's not from this era at all. She must be from the past. So he basically adopts her. And he does take up a wife, and when I looked it up, apparently his wife is not the girl who was his first crush. Nope, it's a completely different character. I'm like, okay, why the heck that the series would do this for, I have no idea. I would have thought, though, of that because they set up this potential relationship between and this other girl he had a crush on. Which, the thing is, it was potential that these two could become a actual couple in the order. Nope, let's just basically have it where he ends up with someone completely different and ignore this adorable girl, basically, who could become a beautiful woman. Yep. They do show off her, basically, Toa's adoptive sister. Her name is, let's see if I can find her name here. It's Sota's daughter. May. Yeah, this adorable little girl. Which they also showed. They also that Toa's now 14, even though physically she's like well built for a 14-year-old. I mean, it looks like she works out, and she's seen basically brushing her teeth. And what appears to be in gym, almost like underwear in a way, but more. And she basically puts on her outfit. She goes to school. And on the way to school, she meets a bunch of bullies. And of course, she gets to school late. But the thing's like, okay, so it's your first day. I'll let you slide here. And then, of course, the bully, so she beat up. Like, let's get back at her by basically holding her great-grandpa, her grandmother, and her sister hostage. And they're tied around a tree when she gets home to... Of course, she basically, because she's got a good nose, probably because she's half dog demon. So, of course, she made a promise to adopt the father, don't use her powers, so she had to use powers anyways, to save her family. And May basically is sad that she had to use them, but she doesn't want her to go away to like fight forever. And then, meanwhile, in the past, we have Moda meeting her cousin, apparently for the first time, where we see Kohaku here. Yes, he's much older now, and he's here with his nephew. Yes, his nephew. His name is, if I can find it, Heshi. Yep. And it seems as though him and Shosha could be a potential couple, given how close they are. It's possible. I mean, I don't think Moroku would mind it if the daughter of Shishomaru basically ended up with his son. I don't think he would mind at all. Shishomaru might say something about it, but I don't think Shishomaru freaking cares. Yeah, Shishomaru does briefly appear in the pilot episode. Him and Jack appear a couple times. They don't do a lot of anything. They basically live in a house, probably because Kohaku and Rin are there. Rin briefly appears in the episode, but they do reveal exactly what happens to her, what happens with her, like what she's up to. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre and involves the Tree of Ages. Yeah, apparently the Tree of Ages is the main villain of the series, which I'm like, that's weird. The Tree of Ages seems like a very not doesn't seem much of an ending. You have the writers of the series like, oh, let's make the Tree of Ages, this tree that basically is there both in the past and present day, let's make it evil for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So they and of course they mistake Moa for a demon that they're looking for, and Moa is basically fighting another demon who turns out to be Mistress Centipede, because of course it has to be Mistress Centipede. My guess is the reason why they had this demon here in the past, because this is the first demon Kagome first fought in the original series. So why not bring her back despite the fact she's supposed to be dead? How in the world she's still alive? No idea. Because, oh, here she is completely at random. By the way, this character has been killed 3 times now. Yeah, she's popped up 3 times. And apparently she popped up in the past, where apparently her body was kind of responsible for the creation of the Shukan Jewel. They explain this in the original anime, where she was killed by a group of demon slayers, and then she was brought back again somehow, and then she was killed by Kagome, and then here she's back in, and she brings along Kagome's daughter and niece to the future, and the bullies basically, when they see this portal, like, and Toa's like, the smell is very nostalgic. And then basically the portal opens up, and it's her sister and her cousin, and Mr. Centipede. Wow, that's quite something. Coming through the future, through the age of the Tree of Ages, that's interesting. There's a mention of the Bonier's Well in the pilot episode. Doesn't make appearance here. Nope. I would not be surprised if it showed up in episode 3. I haven't watched episode 3 yet, but yeah, I'm just basically eagerly anticipating the dub episode release for it. Excuse me. Oh, but by the way, Showa does not know who her sister is. Yeah. But all in all, really good set of episodes to start the series off with, and I can't wait to watch episode 3. Yes, I know it's been subbed, I know it's been released, but I can't wait for the dub episode. Presumably, it hopefully come out next week. Okay, so that's the particular review. My next review of newest episode of Case Closed. And as far as I can tell, yes, they come out today, from what I can tell by release date for, okay? Here's the next video. Bye.